dropping gems. From my mother's heart. Mama taught me how to walk with grace, hold my head high through every phase. Soft-spoken words, but the message deep. Plant good seeds and your soul gon' reap. She said, beauty fades if your spirit cold. A woman's worth can't be bought or sold. Wear your crown even through the rain. Turn your lessons into golden chains. Every scar became wisdom, every tear became light. Now I carry her voice every day, every night. Oh, red dropping gems from my mother's heart. Little pieces of wisdom, turning pain into art. Red dropping gems, yeah. She showed me the way, how to stand like a queen and still pray through the day. Red lipstick, soft smile, so divine. Class and elegance every time. She taught me strength ain't loud or mean. Real women move calm and unseen. Even storms couldn't break a glow. That kind of wisdom money can't hold. Every word still echoes in me, like Sunday songs and sweet blues melodies. She told me, never let this world harden your heart. Stay soft, but never weak. And every lesson she gave me, I pass down now, one gem at a time. Red dropping gems, hey, from my mother's heart. Every lesson she gave, still lighting up the dark. Red dropping gems, now her voice lives through me. Grace, wisdom, femininity, that's the legacy. From my mother's heart.
Hey everybody, welcome to Realistic Vibes, where the vibe is always positive. Please give me a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. This is a chill stream on today. No camera needed. Ladies, you can come up. Gentlemen, come up. This is not going to be a long stream. I've had this lesson in the pocket for almost 3 months, okay? And I wanted to just go ahead and get it out because I have a plethora of lessons for us ladies this summer. So be prepared to have a lot of red dropping dreams streams, have a lot of the doors of the church is open, but I'm not going in streams. Super Sunday streams. This summer is going to be packed with a lot of lessons on tonight. Y'all know me. I'm good with panels and all that kind of stuff. But y'all know my favorite thing to do, y'all, is teach. Y'all know, I love giving my lessons from my mama so I can pass them down to you. If you don't know what we are going to talk about today, so whether you're building a business or raising a family, managing a household, or creating content, or all of these things we're going to talk about today, we're likely going to feel pressure, or the pressure to toughen up, to keep all these things together that we're dealing with during our life journey and all of the things that we juggle as women. But here's one thing that my mom tried to impart into the ladies that she taught, is to try not to lose your softness, but staying strong at the same time. You can be strong, but not lose your softness. You can be strong and not lose your feminine frame. And we're going to talk about feminine frame today, right? The link is in the they got it pinned at the bottom now. So the link is at the bottom. So if any ladies want to come up and just chit chat with me, no camera needed. We are off camera. Basically the whole stream is going to be behind the presentation. So, and it's only 8 slides today, y'all. Ooh wee. We only have 8 slides. There are no videos. We just going to get right to it. Okay. Shouts out to everybody that is tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button, all that other jazz. Shouts out to Almond Eyes is in the house. Hey, Almond Eyes. Shouts out to TC. Top Cat is in the house. Hey, TC. And shouts out to my sisters in the house. Hey, sis. And everybody that's going to be tuning in and reviewing the content on a later time. Thank you guys for coming in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. And we do have some show goals on today. 15 memberships and $100 towards the gaming chair fund. Okay, it's not the paper towel fund, not today. It's gaming chair fund. Okay, because Mr. Cater broke his chair. So shouts out to everybody that's going to be tuning in. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to dive into the art of remaining feminine under fire. That's why the title is Grace Under Fire. During conflict, stress, debates, tension at work, or hard conversations, we're going to talk about how to remain feminine. And I know it's hard sometimes to remain in that frame when you are facing certain situations, right? And nobody's perfect. We're not going to say that things are not going to trigger you, where you just fall out of, kind of fall off the ledge a little bit, right? But this is what we're here for, so that we can correct each other, right? And hold each other accountable and give each other some grace and teach each other how to remain feminine and remain in the frame that God created us in, right? So I'm not here to, uh, hit you upside the head and make you think that I myself have never fall off the ledge. Okay, there have been streams where I got seriously triggered and I had happy juice on board. Y'all know how I get when I get a happy juice, okay? And I, went off the ledge a little bit, was triggered, okay? And femininity was out the door. Oh Lord. But the common thing that I want you all to understand, you need to know how to reel it back in, right? So even if you fall off for a moment or two, you have to know how to regain your femininity, right? And not stay in that state that you find yourself in. Okay, y'all get what I'm saying? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. So let me know if anything goes over your head. You need me to re-explain something or anything like that. Again, this is not a stream that's going to have a lot of hoopla. Y'all know, with all the clips and things of that nature. I'm not going to do all that. We're just going to get straight into the lessons, right? Let me get set up here. And shouts out to everybody that's tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button and share the stream. And if you have any questions, make sure y'all, let me know if you have any questions and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So, let me take the beyonders off, because we're going to need these. Y'all know what the show goes is. Okay. So if you're just tuning in, welcome. We're going to talk about the art of staying feminine under pressure. So go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button so you can catch the next one too, because this actually is going to be a little mini series as well. There are going to be some pre-recorded sections about this topic. So stay tuned for that. So, and on those streams, I'm going to give a little bit of deep dive into what we're going to be talking about. Okay. All right. So let me get rid of this. And let's get right into it, y'all. So the first thing we want to talk about is, what is femininity? Ladies in the chat, what is femininity? Uh-oh, I think I got a yes. Hey, sis.
Hey, sis, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. You sound good. You sound good.
I don't know why the volume is so low on my phone, though. Like, I gotta hold it to my ear to, like, hear you. Hold
Oh no. Yeah, but you're loud and clear. You're loud and clear.
on. Let me go on mute. So you can hear.
Okay. Hold on one second. Let me get this over here. There we go. What'd I do? Hold on. I'm doing something, y'all. Hold on one second, y'all, so we can get started. While I'm doing this, ladies and gents in the chat or what, do y'all know what femininity is, right? What is femininity? What do you think femininity is? What does femininity to you mean? Okay. And okay, here we go. All right, I think I got it now. What is femininity to you? So femininity is a set of attributes, behaviors, and roles culturally associated with women and girls. Traditionally includes gentleness, empathy, sensitivity, and nurturing qualities, but modern views include strength and assertiveness. So in today's view of femininity has inserted strength and assertiveness. Now, it's a way to have strength, and I did a stream. You know what? I should put that link. I did a stream on the difference between being a woman of strength and being strong. Being of strength and being strong is two different things. When I get a little break, I'm gonna put that link in the chat so you guys can review that stream, because that is very important to this conversation right here. And the one thing that came that I homed on in the definition of femininity is nurturing qualities. And me and sis talk about this a few times, how the nurturing qualities of women is no longer exist. I mean, it's like, yeah, we don't know what happened. But women learning or knowing how to nurture is like, yeah, I don't know what happened to the women's where they don't know how to nurture anymore. Okay. Also, femininity is emotional intelligence, composure, intuition, empathy, and calm authority are feminine strengths. Femininity is divine design. And we can find it in Proverbs 31. We can find it in Ruth, and we can find it in Esther. It's a balance of strength, grace, and nurturing. So there's a balance between the two. What happens, what I think is happening, is, let me see, it's going to be hard to hear you while on the stream at the same time. Damn it. Okay, sis. Maybe it's the phone. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, sis. I hope you can come back up. The balance between the two of having strength, and we need to determine what that strength really looks like, right? So so that is what femininity is. Femininity. Any questions, any concerns, any thoughts about what femininity is? Okay. And here's another misconception. Femininity is not about submissions to chaos, right? Femininity, is the mastery of peace. It's mastery of peace. If you bring peace to yourself, into your home, and into your family, that is feminine energy. Okay?
I agree. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yep, I hear you.
Okay.
Anything on what we
Got
just
to
read?
be peace within yourself, sis. Like you said, you got to be peace within yourself. You can't bring
Yeah,
nobody peace if you ain't got some in yourself.
exactly. So if you're chaotic, and that's why I hate when people when the women say that the men needs to make them happy, or you have to know you got to have it within in order for you to receive it, receive more of it. So if you're chaotic, you can't rely on your husband or your man to will you in. That has to be something that should be started from within. Do you agree with that, sis? You on mute?
I'm sorry. Yes. Yes, I do. And those things are hard to learn, especially if you have to begin learning them as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
It's not coping mechanisms that were taught, at home or watching the women around you.
Correct.
Usually we watch them, and when things get rough, times get hard, they get chaotic, and they're not afraid to show it in front of us. You know
Exactly.
what I
Yeah.
mean? So we
Mhm.
kind of learn by watching them. So if you haven't learned that as an adult, I'm sure sis got some nice tips and strategies. So I'm here to listen.
Yes. All right, guys, let's go to the next slide. And we're going to talk about understanding the feminine frame. Understanding the feminine frame. The feminine frame you refer to as less about physical appearance. And here's the thing: a lot of women get mixed up. They think dressing feminine, makeup and hair and all those things is all about the feminine frame. No, it is not. It's less about the physical appearance and more about internal, the non-reactive state of calm, connection, and strength that remains independent of external chaos. Let's read that again. It is less about your physical appearance, ladies, but it's more about the internal, your non-reactive state of calm, connection, and strength that remains independent of external chaos. The goal is to respond to adversity from a place of integrated strength, softness plus boundaries, rather than a place of reactionary defense. Because when it's reactionary, you're being aggressive, you're being rigid, you're going to be cantankerous, you're going to be like, I'm ready to fight. When you're responding to things from a reactionary defense mode. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand that part? I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're naturally reactionary
Hmm.
humans. So there's
Hmm.
going to be things that take us out of a regular pattern. I'm gonna call it that because I don't want to say take us out of our character because I'm from the hood. That character's there. It's just I
Right.
don't practice those characteristics anymore. But
Mhm.
if I'm triggered or if I'm put in a situation, an environment, I'm gonna become that person.
Correct.
You understand? So, it's on me to channel that, remove myself, de-escalate, learn how to cope with that. Again, I have all the information. So I'm the one who knows whether I'm going to be triggered or not. And it's on me to remove myself or acknowledge it, at least be aware of it and, make the adjustments necessary to not harm anyone or myself.
Correct.
So
Right.
that's what it is. I don't want to hurt nobody and I don't want nobody to hurt me. So, you know, that's the consciousness.
So and let's kill the notion of just because you are soft and graceful and gentle that you are weak. Because my softness is my strength. True power is not in force or aggression, but it's in sustainable ability to remain composed, warm, and true to yourself when everyone else expects you to break. The strength of softness is being able to keep your composure when everyone expects you to crash out. Keeping your composure when everyone expects you to start the fight. That is strength. It takes strength to do that. To keep your composure when you know you want to crash out and ready to call people beaches and holes. It takes strength to keep your composure, not to do a 12-hour stream on somebody and air out all their business. It takes strength to do that. Okay, so it's strength and softness. Okay, it is. It's there. um, a physical appearance is an expression of feminine dignity, not merely external, but internal posture. And that I'm going to do a stream on the feminine posture too as well. Ooh wee, that's going to be that's going to be a good one. Okay, we're going to stay tuned for that one. All right, let's finish this thing. So, understand the feminine frame, the trigger. Adversities, stress, conflict can activate the body's fight or flight response, leading to behaviors that are often labeled as masculine or aggressive. In other words, being controlling, yelling, shutting down, doing the most, crashing out, as we would say in these times, crashing out and everything, right? When you getting triggered. The feminine response, the ideal feminine response is the groundness, empathy, creative problem solving, guidance, and maintaining an open heart while holding firm boundaries. That is the ideal way to do it, right? Maintaining those things when you're being triggered. Okay, any questions, comments, and concerns? Anybody in the chat have any questions? Please let me know. How do we practice these? No, I will
Yeah,
begin.
the nervous system.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, sis.
Yeah, just that nervous system part. I think most of us are not even aware. Can you hear
Yes, I hear
me?
you. Mhm. Yep, I hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. I hear you. You on mute, sis.
Yeah, that all right, that nervous system. When it's tired or, it's not muted over here. It says click on mute
Mm-hmm.
to turn your mic on. Okay. It's not on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
It must be a delay. It's taking you a while to say uh-huh.
Go.
All right.
Okay. All right. So I believe sis was talking about the nervous system. To answer your question of um almond eyes, we're gonna get to that later on in the lessons, okay? And I can hear you, sis. It's just a little delay. You might want to come in, come back out if or get in a little spot that maybe that you can hear. Because sometimes like we be in a spot where the internet be weird. So, all right. So we understanding the feminine frame. We talked about strength and softness, right? So now let's go to the feminine frame in the fall under pressure. Let's go to the feminine frame and fall under pressure. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. So, the feminine frame in the fall under pressure. The feminine frame is your inner state of composure, warmth, and intuitive connection. It is who you are when you are whole. That's important to know. That's who you are when you are whole. Now, if you're not whole, then you need to do some work, right? That means you need to do some work, right? That means you need to do some inner work if you're not whole, okay? Get rid of some of these banners. When stress hits in a negotiation, in a relationship fight, or a personal crisis, this frame is threatened and leading to several high costs. It diminishes influence. When you react aggressively and defensively, You lose immediate authority. Yelling, arguing, and hyper controlling behavior might feel powerful at the moment, but it erodes long term trust and respect. Your volume may increase, but your impact decreases. And it shifts from leading the conversation to simply reacting to the conversation. Let's go back to that again. When you react aggressively or defensively, you lose authority. Yelling, arguing, or hyper controlling behavior might feel powerful at the moment, ladies, but it erodes long term trust and respect. Your volume may increase. You may get loud. You may start, y'all know what we do. Y'all know how to do it, right? But your impact decreases. You shift from leading the conversation, right, to simply reacting to the conversation. So, for example, a lot of times, I've seen people on panels, and they will be at their point would actually be right. Their point would actually be right. But because the way they presented their point in anger, in aggression, being cantankerous, trying to control the panel, trying to control the conversation, they lose the message get lost in how you're reacting. The message get lost in how you are presenting it. And this is what I find a lot of times as ladies we tend to fall in. And we get mad when people are just reacting to how we are presenting the information and not taking in the information that we are presenting. Just like and I can use myself for example, like one night when I was on Cammy's channel, and I was going back and forth with Fatty on a particular point, and I got triggered. And I got triggered. Okay, I got a little triggered. Okay, praise the Lord. I'm not perfect. Okay, I got triggered. Okay, and I was going off a little bit. And so my message, even though what I was trying to present was coming off, it came off of the wrong way because I was so hyper focused on or yelling and trying to control the conversation because I wanted to get my point across, and so my impact on the conversation decreased instead of increasing. You understand? So I can use myself as an example. I ain't scared to use myself as an example. Okay? All right. So sometimes when we think that raising our voices or getting, belligerent or crashing out is going to make it gives you the feeling of power at the moment, but not understanding you're losing the respect of people that you're trying to relay the information to. Does that make sense? I don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying? You on mute, sister, if you were trying to say something. So, and then the next one is emotional exhaustion. Aggression and control are high energy, unsustainable states. Have you ever been in a back and forth with someone, or in a debate, or at work, and it's was getting chaotic, and you literally feel drained from the situation? Like literally just, like, oh my God, I need a nap after this. When you spend all of your energy battling the external world or trying to force outcomes, you deplete your internal resources. This is burnout, leads directly to chronic resentment and disconnection from your joy. Okay? And here's another fall under pressure point. Masculine compensation. This is one of the main threats to your femininity. Under tense pressure, women default to shadow masculine. Let me say that again. Women default to shadow masculine, a reactive state characterized by rigid micromanagement, cold analysis, and emotional shutdown. This isn't integrated strength, it is a panic response. We adopt this brittle posture as a temporary survival mechanism, trading our authentic flowing power for a rigid defense. This is when you put your defenses up. You become more masculine in the way you present yourself, and the way you talk, and the way you respond to things. And these are the points where women tend to fall out of their feminine frame. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Please hit that like button. Make sure you share the stream. This is going to be a chill stream. We're off camera on today. So ladies, if you want to come up, don't need to be on camera. You can come up and discuss this, where it's not going to be a long stream. We don't have any clips and tricks and all that stuff. We're just having a discussion with the ladies. I'm just giving some info that my mom taught me. Okay. So these are some of these are some of the things that we fall into when we're under pressure. Right? I said you be tired. Yes, you be really tired. Yes. Be like, I need a nap. Lord Jesus. Player one says, would you advise that these women shouldn't be on panels while they're on their periods? Then Red asking for a friend. Ooh wee. Well, if they are, it's okay, sis. It's all right, sis. Thank you for trying to come up too, sis. Thank you. And I know sometimes with this, it acts weird with the cell phones or whatever with this system. I hope that they fix it some kind of way. But if you guys want to come up, it's best to use a tablet or a laptop or something, because sometimes that phone thing, honey, don't work so well with Edie Max. Sis, what you think? Sis, ladies in the chat, what y'all think? Should women avoid being on panels on their periods then? I mean, I've been on panels on at all times of the month. It didn't bother me, but hey, I know how to regulate my emotions and I think that's what the problem is. And I wish this can get up here, because learning how to regulate your emotions and your hormones is very important when you're trying to stay in your feminine frame. Knowing how to regulate your emotions and your hormones, because your hormones is connected to your emotions. Okay. So if you can regulate your hormones, you can regulate your emotions, and so then you can be able to handle these things. That is a part of femininity and staying in your feminine frame, ladies. Sis, drop the link to your live stream on hormone imbalance. Okay, ladies. I said some shouldn't be on at any time. Hey, almond eyes, look. Okay. Miss, she says more so when they're coming on. Like beforehand. Yeah, a lot of women experience that shift in hormones and become irritable and all those things beforehand. So sis is correct. And that's another thing about being feminine is knowing your bodies, ladies. Knowing your body is a part of your feminine. That's a part of your feminine frame, ladies. That's a part of your feminine frame. Okay. So don't neglect, those things about yourself. All right. The next point is the why. Why adversity threatens your femininity. Why pressure threatens your femininity. Okay, let's check that out. So, the adrenaline tap and dump. The adrenaline, let's say it, tap and dump. When a woman is stressed, whether it's by condescending colleagues, in a heated relationship fight, financial uncertainty, being on a panel with high stress conversations. Oh, let me get rid of this. Y'all know what the show goes is. Let me take this down so y'all can see the whole thing. Hold on, y'all. All right, there we go. So y'all can see the whole thing. Her brain perceives as a genuine threat to survival. This activates the sympathetic nervous system, triggering an immediate and powerful hormonal response. We just said about those hormones, regulating those hormones, right? Right? The body floods with cortisol and adrenaline. This response is primitive and automatic. It shuts down the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that is responsible for logical thought, empathy, and long-term consequences. Read that, y'all. The adrenaline trap and dump. The body is flooded with cortisol and adrenaline, right? And when it does, it shuts down the part of the brain that is responsible for what? Logical thought. Ladies. And prepares you for immediate defense. Let that sink in. Miss She says a feminine woman is not one who never gets angry, frustrated, overwhelmed. Correct. A feminine woman is one who learns how to experience those emotions without allowing them to control her character, her decisions, and atmosphere alone. Yes. Correct, sis. Correct. And like I said in the beginning, it's not that we will never get angry, because I'll be listening to, these people be talking and stuff. People put this thing on being feminine where you will never be angry. You will never talk out of turn. You would never get triggered. That is BS, okay? Because then you need a robot. You need a robot. That is not going to happen because you're human. All women, whether they are the quote unquote cantankerous one or the quote unquote feminine one, all of us go through the same thing because we are women. We all have hormones. We all have these emotions. And what I want y'all to understand is the difference between the non-feminine woman and the feminine woman is learning how to control and manage and accountability. Control, manage, and accountability. That is the difference. So let's look at another adversity that threatens femininity. The fight, flight, or freeze. Fight, fight, or freeze. The fight is aggression. This manifests in feminine frame as yelling, dominating the conversation, harsh criticism, and or aggressive control. We see that all the time. Correct, sis. You never suppress, you pause before you react. The fight, the aggressive part. when you are threatened or pressured, or you are having difficult conversations, or stressed out or something, and you resort to yelling, dominating the conversation, not letting nobody get their own thoughts out, condescending, gaslighting, all that, you are in fight mode. Then we have the flight mode. We all know what that means. You shut down, you get cold, detach, you hit the X button. You know what I mean? And a lot of times we do this to regain a sense of control. And then the loss of flow. This is the state of connection and intuition is impossible. You lose the flow, the warmth, right? That defines the feminine frame, because your body is optimized for war and not wisdom. That goes back to what Sis says, you lose the ability to pause before reacting. The next point is survival mode. Stress can steal clarity, causing survival mode, reducing capacity for you being staying in your graceful nature, staying in your feminine frame. The feminine frame is threatened when a woman shifts from her center of peace and connection to a defensive and reactive posture. That word is going to come up a lot in this conversation. Reactives, reactive. What separates a true feminine woman is how you react. What separates you from a non-feminine woman, from the chameleons, is how you react. And this is often driven by survival mechanisms. In short, stress focuses a woman into a shadow masculine. Remember, we talked about that on the other side. Shadow masculine, a state of rigid control, cold analysis, and aggression. To protect herself, right, momentarily, abandoning her grace, abandoning her warmthness, abandoning her femininity. This is what happens when you're in survival mode. Okay. The next one is the strain. The strain, ladies. The strain. Not that horror show that used to come on TV, The Strain. That used to be my favorite show too, by the way. When all roles demand performance, women enter masculine overdrive. When all the roles that you have demand performance, demand perfection, women enter masculine overdrive. They become task force rather than heart centered. They suppress emotions for efficiency. They sacrifice rest, beauty, and joy for productivity and validation. This creates feminine depletion, a spiritual and emotional exhaustion that shows up in irritability, disconnection, resentment, and self-neglect. So when you go into masculine overdrive, you deplete all of your feminine qualities when you're in masculine overdrive. Any questions, comments, and concerns? Questions, comments, and concerns, ladies. What y'all saying in the chat? Sis says, delay important conversations. Not every issue needs to be solved immediately. Yes, I agree. A regulated conversation tomorrow is often better than explosive conversation today. Yes, I agree with that most definitely. And that gives you time to actually think about what you want to say and how you want to say it, right? So it says when tensions rise, lower your voice. People often mirror energy. Calmness is contagious too. Seek understanding before correction. Yes. Success facts. Sis. All right. Okay. All right. All right. I guess I'm saying something right. Okay. I'm saying something right. I'm saying something right. All right. We got some sisters in the chat that's agreeing. All right. Let's get into some strategies. Let's get into some strategies for maintaining your femininity in certain spaces, in certain things that you're doing. Let's get into some strategies. Okay. All right. Maintaining your feminine frame is about integrating strength, ability to be soft, warm, and approachable while simultaneously being rock solid in your boundaries and negotiables. It is the practice of maintaining inner peace regardless of the external chaos. This allows you to choose your response rather than being forced by your fear. Ooh, let's say that again. This allows you to choose your response rather than being forced by your fears. Okay? Let's get into some strategies. Let me get rid of that. All right. In marriage or romantic relationships, shouts out to all the ladies that are married in or in relationships. Here is one strategy for the ladies. It's lead with openness and not resistance. Can we say that again? a lot of ladies have a hard time with that. Lead with openness and not with resistance. Let him lead, but don't silence your own needs. Express them softly and clearly. Do I need to say it again? I know that's a hard one for a lot of ladies. If you're in the marriage or relationships, lead with openness and not resistance. Let him lead, but don't silence your needs. But here's where you differ. Express them softly and clearly. And that goes back to what Sis says, sometimes maybe you need to have the conversation later, because this will allow you to, gather your thoughts so that you can express them clearly. Because, when you're in the heat of the moment, child, you be, you going off at just going, child. You saying things, you don't know what you're saying. And then if he repeat what you just say, be like, no, I didn't say that. That's not what I meant. So sometimes it's best to, just, chill out. Okay, praise the Lord. So feminine energy invites, it doesn't demand. Ooh-wee. Ladies, feminine energy invites, it doesn't demand. Let's say that again. Feminine energy invites, it doesn't demand. Masculine energy demands. Feminine energy invites. Another point in strategies maintaining femininity in settings is respect is your love language too. But let me go back to the first one, the openness. I forgot another point. Practice emotional regulation. Okay. Respond, don't react. Practice emotional regulation. Respond, ladies. Don't react. A gentle woman can de-escalate an entire argument simply by tone and timing. A gentle woman can de-escalate an entire argument simply by her tone and timing. And that's one thing that we ladies, we need to work on. Tone and timing. So the second point is respect is your love language too. Don't weaponize your emotions or affection. Let me say that again. Don't weaponize your emotions or your affections. Don't weaponize the coochie, okay? You can't be doing that. That's not part of being feminine. You can't be weaponizing it, okay? Your softness can restore peace faster than any apology. Let me say that again. Your softness can restore peace faster than any apology. Remember, the feminine shapes through influence and not control. Feminine shapes through influence and not control. And that's a point that ladies get mixed up. You're being rather being controlling, but allow your femininity to influence what you need and what you want. Okay? In family relationships, stay soft but grounded. Choose calm presence over chaos. A soft-spoken word often carries divine authority. Lead your home with warmth. Create an atmosphere where peace lives in your voice. In everything you do for your home. Create an atmosphere where peace lives in your voice. In everything you do for your home. Second point, set boundaries within bitterness. Set boundaries within your bitterness. Boundaries protect your love. They don't diminish it. Ooh-wee. Let's say that again. Boundaries protect your love. They don't diminish it. Okay? Guard your energy. Constant caretaking without rest drains your femininity. So that means you really need to guard your energy, right? Regulate your emotions. And it's okay to step back to recharge, people. It's okay to take a moment, step back, recharge, and then enter the game again. Sis said the feminine frame is not maintained because of conditions or ideal. It is maintained because a woman has decided that her dignity, wisdom, grace, and self-respect will not be surrendered to temporary circumstances. Amen. Yeah, sis. We on it today, sis. I'm so mad you can't be up here with me. Oh my goodness. The environment may be harsh, but it does not get to decide who she becomes. Yes, sis. Oh my goodness. I wish you could be up here with me because yes, you on point. You are on point, sis. TC said refresh. Do I need a refresh? I'm off, you guys. Is the stream messing up? Refresh. Oh. I don't. As a stream is a put a 1 in the chat if I'm on point. I'm on the stream. Nothing's wrong. Because TC says refresh. Am I delayed or anything? Let me keep going. So the next one is oh okay. I'm good. Okay, thank you, TC. Okay, the next was in the workplace or in career, right? Let's talk about that because a lot of times, we be going through some things in the workplaces too. So we need to be able to keep our feminine frame at work, especially with those of us that are like in higher positions. If we were like supervisors, managers, CEOs, and those things like that. I mean, these are very high press, high pressure environments, and a lot of times we want to take on the more masculine, aggressive frame when we're in these type of environments because most of the time we're in rooms with men, right? And so sometimes we tend to think that we have to act like the boys to beat the boys. But contrary to belief, it's actually the opposite. Okay? So in the workplace, lead with poise and not power. You don't I just said it. I didn't even read it yet. I just said it. You don't have to mimic masculine assertiveness to be effective. You don't have to be like the boys to beat the boys at their game, ladies. Even when we're on these panels and things, you don't have to be like the boys to beat the boys in the conversation. You don't have to be like the boys to beat the boys in the conversation, ladies. Speak with clarity and calm authority. Speaking with clarity and calm authority keeps emotional balance in the workplace. When tensions rise, breathe before reacting. Like Sis said in her comment, take a moment, gather your thoughts, regulate your emotions, and then respond. Detach emotionally from unnecessary drama. Ooh, and that is what we have a problem doing, especially as ladies. Detaching emotionally from unnecessary drama. These keep you professional and not personal. Let me say that again. These keep you professional and not personal. Let's continue with the workplace. Let's talk about dress, move, and speak intentionally. Keep your presentation polished, not for vanity, but for confidence. We ain't dressing like hoes, okay, in the workplace, okay? Dress and act with dignity and grace. Dress and act with dignity and grace. Move with grace, shoulders back, calm gestures, steady eye contact. Even when challenged, never let your tone match aggression. And that is one of the problems that a lot of us ladies have when we are being challenged or, being antagonized into in a heated debate or you know what I mean? We ready to match that energy, baby. Woo-wee. But grace unsettles hostile environments. Grace settles hostile environments. Let's take a look at the next strategy. Using feminine influence, not force. Remember I said that feminine Femininity is influence and it's not controlling, right? The feminine leads through influence, empathy, creativity, intuition, and emotional intelligence. Let's say that again. The feminine leads through influence, empathy, creativity, intuition, and emotional intelligence. Dr. Quantum in the house. Hey, Quantum. Use your ability to read the room. And I've been watching a lot of times on these panels and stuff. And I'm saying these panels because we're on YouTube a lot. So, and I'm using this example because a lot of, I can use real world examples, but most of us on YouTube most of the time. So that's why I'm saying these panels. A lot of times on these panels and in heated conversations, you're not reading the room. You're not taking the hint. You ain't getting it. You just hitting and missing, not reading the room. You got to learn how to read the room, ladies. Your ability to read the room to guide conversations and decisions is very important. Your ability to read the room to guide conversations and decisions foster collaborations rather than competition. Let me say that again. It foster collaboration rather than competition. Know when to speak. Know when to shut up. Know when to put your opinion in. I know a lot of people like to do the under talking, over talking, side talking, all that can be a big turnoff. Next point is set boundaries with excellence. Listen to say no without apology. That doesn't fit my priorities right now. I appreciate you asking. Say pineapple, okay? Question asked, don't want to go there. It's going to trigger you. Pineapple. I'd rather not address that. I'm not going to talk about that. Whatever. Don't over explain your boundaries. Briefness is power. Ooh, we land the plane. Nobody land the plane, baby. Okay. Over explaining. Don't over explain your boundaries. Because if you say no to something, no to a question, and then you start to explain why, then you might as well just go ahead and talk about it. You might as well go ahead and say it. Being brief is powerful. Being long-winded, let me say this again and put it in the chat. Being brief is powerful. Long-winded is foolishness. Being brief is powerful. Being long-winded is foolishness. Being brief with your answer. Being brief with your conversation is powerful. Being long-winded, talking in circles, talking outside your head, not even answering the question is foolishness. You're foolish. You're a foolish woman. Let me say it again. Being brief with your response, brief with your conversation is powerful. Being long-winded is foolishness. Land your freaking plane. Because the longer you talk, the more foolish you sound. You lose the intent of your answer or your message that you're trying to relay just because you want attention. You want to be the center of attention, so you want to keep talking, but in turn you look stupid. Being brief is powerful. ladies, being long-winded is foolery. Okay. I'm just saying. Protect your peace and your time as fiercely as you protect your professionalism. TC says, the longer you talk, the more you sink in quicksand. Okay, indeed. Let's say that again. Being brief in your response, in your conversation is powerful. Being long-winded, talking in circles, being condescending, gaslighting, want all the attention on you, want to keep talking because you want the spotlight, it's foolery. It's foolishness. Okay. Next point is, let your kindness be your armor. Kindness does not make you weak, ladies. 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 Kindness does not make you weak, lady. It disarms tension. It disarms the tension in the room. Smile genuinely. It causes confusion. It confuses hostility. Show respect even when you're not receiving it. It reveals your inner discipline. Now, I ain't saying if somebody disrespects you in the wrong way, now you're supposed to sit there and take it. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. Use my words right, okay? When others gossip, redirect the conversation towards solution or gratitude. We sitting there gossiping with people, okay? Next point, stay rooted in your feminine identity. You can be powerful without being hard. Ladies, you can be powerful without being hard. And a lot of times, a lot of women think, if I just talk like this, and I mean, in a soft, sweet tone. But your tone can be soft, but your energy and the way you presenting yourself can be hard. Let me say that again. Your tone can be soft, but the way you present yourself and your energy and the words that you use can be hard. Let me say that again. Shouts out to Dr. Umar. Let's do it three times. Your tone, your voice can be soft, but the way you present yourself and the words you use and your energy can be hard. Don't lose your softness trying to survive. Take micro breaks to reset your energy. Go for a walk, sip tea, listen to music, or step away for some sunlight. This is in the workplace, y'all. All right, let's look at some during conflict. Ooh-wee. Debates and hard time, baby. Okay. Master emotional poise. Breathe before you respond. Like sis says, take a moment before you respond. Sit back and take a moment before you respond. Don't let raised voices drag you into masculine energy, defensive, combative, cantankerous behavior. Use pauses. Silence is often more powerful than shouting. Let me say that again. Silence is often more powerful than shouting. And we have all of us ladies, us divine feminine ladies, the non-feminine ladies, the chameleon ladies, the cantankerous, all of us has fallen into this one time or the other. So here is some strategies that will help you not fall into that. Pause. Take a moment before you respond. Gather your thoughts before you respond. Speak with measured grace. Lower your tone slightly instead of raising your volume. A calm, steady voice commands respect. A calm, steady voice commands respect. Now, even sometimes when I'm having conversations with Bear and certain people, and I'm in, a heightened state, right? I've learned keeping my voice steady and calm commands the person to actually listen. Hey, Messy's in the house. They actually listen because your calmness is actually combating the friction that's within. Use clear and concise language. Avoid what did I just say earlier? Avoid long emotional rants. What did we just say earlier? There is power in brief response is powerful. Being long-winded is foolishness. And here it is again. Use clear, concise language. Avoid long emotional rants. Land your freaking plane. Okay. Affirm before correcting. I understand what you're saying, but here is my point. I understand your point, but here is my point. Keep your body language soft but strong. Keep your body language soft but strong. Maintain open posture, shoulders back, chins level, eyes calm. Don't be squinting, rolling your eyes. Y'all know how y'all do the eye roll and stuff. Don't be doing all that, okay? Don't roll your eyes, point, wave. You know how the ladies be doing that finger thing, waving your hand aggressively. A soft nod can neutralize tension while keeping your dignity intact. Okay, your body language says a lot when you in heated conversations. Your body language says a lot. Indeed, TC, you're absolutely correct. Messy is in the house. Hey, Messy. Stay grounded in your values. Remember why you're engaging. You're not to win, but to express truth with grace. Anchor yourself in feminine virtues, wisdom, empathy, and discernment. Ask reflective questions like, what do you mean by that? If you don't understand something, you really don't get the premise of the question or what we're talking about, ask clarifying questions. What do you mean by that? Explain to me that before you react. Instead of attacking, ask reflective questions to get an understanding so that you'll be able to address the question or answer the question appropriately. Redirect energy, don't mirror it. This is a big one. Redirect energy, don't mirror it. Let's do this one. We don't match the energy. If somebody coming at you off the chain, you don't match the energy, ladies. Stop. We need to stop doing that. When others get loud and harsh, soften. Don't shrink, but shift the energy. I was watching the stream. I'm not going to see the person, but watching the stream, and when the young lady came, I believe it was Roxy. When the lady came up, the host was already on 10, was ready to tear her apart, ready to, and when she got up there, he was like, being aggressive and condescending and all that kind of stuff and being really mean to her. But because she remained soft, even with the energy was high, she remained calm. Guess what? He had to back down. He had to back down. He had to bring himself down and take a few steps back and see that she remained calm. She remained feminine. She did not meet him where he was. She did not go at him. She did not match the same energy. But remaining calm, can shift the conversation. Look at my sis in the chat. I know, sis. I know. She said another female, maybe not. I know, sis. Sis be on it, people. Okay. sis be ready to fight. I ain't gonna lie. Sis be ready to get on it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Since you made me miss where I was at. Reading your comment. Where I was at, y'all? Oh, mirrored energy. Okay. Use empathy to disarm conflict. I can see I can see this matters to you deeply. I can see why this triggering you, but stay calm and make the others appear irrational. It reclaims your power. So example, so if somebody going off on a tangent, like a lot of times, like when the women be doing the most, right? I don't do the most with them. I want you to look stupid. That's just like I never barely be in my comments, right? Trying to trigger me. You know what my response is? Oh, you have a blessed day, sis. I'm not going back and forth with you. Especially you a non-factor. I ain't going back and forth with you. I don't address the help. Okay. So I remain in my feminine brain while you are keyboard bullying, saying stupid stuff, trying to trigger me to get on your level. Ain't happening. That's just me. Okay. I just you though. I don't got time because you don't want these problems. So I choose not to address the help. Okay. So all that keyboard bullying and saying all the crazy stuff in my comments, child, I'll be like, have a blessed day, girl. Keep up the good fight, up the faith. You so beautiful. Let the Lord bless you. Continue to use you. That's just me. But my sis, she be ready to fight. Okay, my sis be ready. Okay, she be on 10 with you. Shouts out to what she said. She be on 10. Sis is a whole sis is my spirit animal. She my spirit animal. She be ready. She be ready to drag. I'd rather not address the help. That's just me. All right. So and end gracefully. Okay, in the conversation. If the conversation becomes disrespectful, withdraw yourself, ladies. And that's where a lot of us ladies have. Hit the X button, hit the mute button, leave the stream, leave the conversation, leave the room, walk away. And this is what a lot of people, ladies, don't want to do. You want to stay there and fight. And a lot of times, like I said earlier, you may be right. You may be right. But your presentation is on a trash can lid. You may be right. But it's going to get lost because your presentation is on a trash can lid and it got maggots and flies on it. So, in gracefully, guys. If the conversation becomes disrespectful, withdraw elegantly. Say pineapple, I want to ask a question. I think we should pause this. Look, value your peace more than value. Look, hey, this is a good one. Value your peace and your dignity and your image and your femininity more than being right. Let me say that again. Value your peace, your dignity, your image, your femininity more than being right. Walk away with your composure. That's feminine dominance to the highest form. Let me say that again. Walk away with your composure. That's feminine dominance in its highest form. Are y'all understanding me today? Are y'all understanding what I'm saying today? During hard times and personal challenges, honor your emotions, don't suppress them. Amr Eyes said it earlier in the stream. Honor your emotions, don't suppress them. Femininity flows, it does not bottle up. Allow yourself to feel, cry, rest, write, pray, or simply breathe. Don't confuse composure with coldness. Grace isn't about pretending, it's about feeling deeply and recovering beautifully. Stay connected to beauty. Even in chaos, femininity thrives where beauty lives. Femininity thrives where beauty lives. Move with compassion, especially towards yourself. Feminine strength is not self-punishment, it's self-nurture. Self-care, ladies, is very important. When life feels hard, don't demand perfection. Prioritize softness. Replace what is wrong with me with what do I need right now. Replace what is wrong with me with what do I need right now. Treat yourself like your own child. Hold space, give grace, and rest without guilt. Next point. Protect your feminine energy. Hard times invite masculine survival mode. Remember, we talked about that earlier, the fight, fix, or force. Instead of forcing outcomes, surrender control. That's not weakness, it's spiritual intelligence. Set boundaries with negativity and energy drainers. Let's say that again. Set boundaries with negativity and energy vampires, succubus, and all those people. Embrace stillness and spiritual grounding. Embrace stillness and spiritual grounding. Pray, meditate, simply breathe in silence, reconnect with your source. Feminine energy heals through stillness, not survival. And let the community hold you. Femininity flourish in connection and not oscillation. Receive help, advice, hug, encouragement, receiving sacred feminine practices. Transform the pain into wisdom. Every hard session refines your character, not your worth. Ask, what is this teaching me about myself, about my boundaries, about love? Feminine resilience is the art of blooming through adversities and emerging softer, not bitter. Okay? Let's talk about, the mouth of a woman. Let's talk about applied communication, tone, words, and body language. Applied communication, tone, words, and body language. And we are almost done. Tone, words, and Lord have mercy, body language. In Proverbs, it says, a gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh words stir up anger. Proverbs 15:1. These elements are the immediate expression of your frame. If your nonverbal cues are aggressive, your words of peace will be meaningless. And we said this earlier. That sometimes you can talk in a soft tone, be on, soft girl error-ish. But if your nonverbal cues are showing something different, it can be meaningless. Mastering the cues is essential for maintaining influence and composure. Your tone and your body language accounts for over 80% of your communication, ladies. Your tone and body language accounts for over 80% of communication. In stressful debates, people unconsciously read your nervous system before they process your logic. They look at your tone and your body language before they even process what you're saying. Isn't that what we just said? A lot of times we may be right on what we're saying, but the message get lost because of our tone and how we're presenting it. Here it is again. Tone, the sound of power. Feminine tone is deliberate and low. Practice speaking from your diaphragm, not your throat. To naturally lower your tone, if you feel stress rising, slow down your pace. A slow and clear pace forces the listener to lean in and signals that you are not rushed or controlled by their chaos. Body language. Stillness as strength. Stillness as strength. Maintain open posture. Avoid unnecessary movement. This physical openness is vulnerable but powerful display of courage. Your stillness counters agitation, making their reactivity more visible than yours. So they can be all going off. I'm an unruly woman and all that kind of stuff, but you maintaining your composure, it sets you apart from the crowd. Your body language is the first line of defense. When stress hits, that the shadow masculine response is often frigid, shrinks, and adopt an aggressive, ready to fight stance, leaning in rigidly. So when your body is in defense mode, your posture changes, your tone changes, you get the little you know how people get the little lines on their lips, they curl up their lips, they start rolling their head and rolling their neck, your fingers and all that kind of stuff. Your body language says a lot. So being able to maintain your stillness, maintaining your gracefulness, even in adversity, is a part of being a feminine woman. Intentional language. And here's another big one that we have to work on, ladies. The words you choose either define your position, masculine defense, or connection to the desired outcome, feminine solution. Shift from accusations to accountability and observation. Use I statements to describe your feelings about facts, and always focus your language on the desired future solution. So, in other words, with all that jargon, use your words wisely. Okay. Don't be gaslighting. Don't be saying all the most. Okay. Use your words wisely. Okay. Now let's get into ladies. Here is one of the foundation of a mature feminine woman. Accountability. Accountability. And this is why we know that a lot of women are not mature in their femininity, because they lack accountability. Accountability is the foundation of mature femininity. Class. Accountability is the backbone of mature femininity, as it's demonstrated ownership and emotional maturity, preventing the need for defensive aggression. Accountability is the bridge between knowing your feminine frame and living it. Let us say that again. Accountability is the bridge between knowing your feminine frame and living it, practicing what you preach. It is the ultimate antidote to victimhood, resentment, and freeing you from the need to use aggression as a defense. Ooh, read that again. It is the ultimate antidote to victimhood and resentment, freeing you from the need to use aggression as a defense. Freeing you from the need to use aggression, cantankerousness, bitterness, over talking, gaslighting. Shall I continue? As a defense. Point 1, own your reactions. Ladies, own your reactions. Own your reactions. True feminine power means acknowledging when you reacted outside of your desire frame. Instead of blaming the stressor, he made me mad. It's his fault because he made me mad. He triggered me. He shouldn't have said that word. Blah, 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 blah. Say, I chose the response with aggression. I chose that response. You chose the response to what the stressor or the aggressor is doing. You make the choice. The apology of ownership. When you slip up and lose your composure, and like I said earlier, and I used the example when I was on the stream with Fatty, and I kind of lost my composure, baby. Okay. I was triggered. The mature feminine response is to repair the damage immediately. Apologize for your loss of frame, not the underlying conflict. For example, I apologize for raising my voice and getting out of control earlier. That was my reaction. It was not fair to you. I will take the time to regulate myself before discussing it again. Or, like I said, I take responsibility because I should have backed away from the conversation because it was triggering to me. That's mature femininity. Understand? Understand what I'm saying, guys. Understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Shouts out to Tony. Hey, Tony. Ladies, do you understand what I'm saying? That's the mature feminine response. So structure and ownership apology. Acknowledge the behavior, take clear responsibility, and state your intentions to do better. That's exactly how it's supposed to go. Don't ad lib. Like I said earlier, briefness is powerful. Running your mouth on emotional rant is foolishness. You're being foolish when you're being long winded. Be brief with it, be intentional, be concise, and use emotional intelligence. That's how a true feminine woman works. Okay? Accountability for needs. Be accountable for communicating your needs clearly. Don't beat around the bush. Just like Sis said in the chat earlier, take some time, think about it. Don't react right away when you're trying to communicate your needs. Sometimes you need to write it down. A lot of times I write down what I need to say. You have to be clear, especially when you're talking with your man. You need to be clear and to the point. They like bullet points, okay? They don't like all that other stuff. That whole yeah. Be brief, okay? Shouts out to the men. Get to the point. Be clear rather than expecting others to guess them. Do not hey, stop asking people to guess what you want in your people are not mind readers, okay? Rather than expecting others to guess them or resenting them when they fail to deliver. If you're not clear and concise on what you want, what makes you think that the person is going to be able to give you what you want? This is proactive self-care and reduces stress induced aggression. Because we get mad when we don't get what we want or our needs are not being met. Next point, take ownership of your reactions, regardless of the stressor. The stressor may be the cause of the pain, but your reaction is your responsibility. The one that's triggering you, the stressor, whatever's going on, you got issues at the job, you got conversations is heated, all that. You can't put the blame on you. It's your responsibility on how you respond. Your reaction is your responsibility, not the other people, not the job, not the project, not the bill, not the baby, not your mama, not the crazy neighbor. Your reaction is your responsibility. Okay? Continuous learning. Maintaining your frame is not a destination, is a lifelong practice. Ladies, this is something that you have to shouts out to my sis, maintenance. Femininity maintenance. It's something that you work on every day because we are human. We fall off the wagon, got to get back up. It is something that you are not going to be like, ooh, we. Every day you are going to have, we fall down and we get up. We fall down and we get up. Okay? We have those moments. All right? So maintaining your frame is not a destination. It's lifelong practice. View any slip up as data points. Go back, reevaluate yourself, look at some things. And I always go back and say, Bear, is there anything I need to work on? Is there anything that I need to spruce up on when it comes to communication or how I present myself, in this relationship? View any slip ups as a data point, not a moral failure. Every time you lose your composure, it tells you exactly where you need to apply more effort. That's all it is. Don't let these people make you either, oh, see, look, you're I thought you was a feminine woman. I thought you was feminine. See, I told you she was a chameleon. Accountability, ladies. Chameleons don't take accountability for their actions. That's the difference. Every time you lose your composure, it tells you where exactly you need to apply more effort. Course correct. Cause versus responsibility. The stressor, the debate, the crisis, the issue, the bill, whatever, is the cause of your pain, your temper, your aggression, your rigidity, your frigidness, your what's another one? Your cantankerous nature, your disagreeableness. That's your response. That's your responsibility. Refusing to blame the external world for your internal response is the foundation of unshakable frame. Let's say that again. Refusing to blame the external world for your internal response is the foundation for unshakable frame. Shouts out to everybody that's in the building. Please make sure I hit that like button. Okay. In our last slide, let's talk about healing and rebalancing the feminine under pressure. Okay. Because we need, we gotta do some healing, rebalancing, evaluating, recap, we gotta, redirect your feminine energy around here in these places. Okay. We'll redirect some things. Okay. Reconnect with your identity, right? Separate who you are from what you do. Separate who you are from what you do. You are a woman first before your roles, before your responsibilities. Separate who you are from what you do. Next one. Practice rhythm living. Structure your days to alternate output and restoration. For example, after high energy work, do some sensory or slow, a bath, reading, prayer, or something to help you calm down. Because if you don't, you'll be on 10 all day long. Go home, be on 10, yelling at the kids because you still on 10. Kicking the dog because you still on 10 from work. Don't want to cook dinner because you still on 10 because somebody had you on a panel arguing and screaming. Now you don't want to cook dinner. Take a moment, okay? Just take a moment and recalibrate. You got to do that. Guard your emotional energy. Choose what gives you emotional availability. Choose who you give your emotional availability to. Not every problem requires your nurturing. And that's one of the things us ladies we have a problem with. We won't fix everything. Protect your peace like it's treasure, because it is. Protect your peace like it's treasure, because it is. Protect your peace like it's treasure, because it is. Next point. Redefine strength. Strength does not equals hardness. Strength does not mean I need to be like the boys. Strength does not mean I need to be aggressive. Strength does not mean I need to, go back and forth, yelling and screaming and hollering and all that kind of stuff. That's not showing strength. It's the ability to stay soft, kind, and grounded when life gets rough. Like the Proverbs 31 woman, laugh at the days to come because she's anchored and not anxious. Well, shouts out to all the Bible thumpers, right? Y'all always want to throw out, I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. But y'all only read certain verses. Y'all don't read the whole thing. y'all read the whole Bible. Okay. Honor your cycles, ladies. Hormonal and spiritual and emotional cycles are God-driven rhythms that we have. You need to learn these. Shouts out to Miss She Said. She teaches them on her channel all the time. Learn your hormonal and spiritual and emotional cycles are God-given rhythms. Don't compete with them. Plan around them. Rest when your body say rest. Create when it feels alive. Okay? So when redirecting your feminine energy, right? Your goal is to move from reactive masculine energy and responsive feminine flow. When life pulls you into overdrive, competing, controlling, and fixing, your feminine essence is scattered. Healing begins when you redirect your energy from survival to serenity. And here are some things that will often do this to us. Um, Common energy drains, overthinking, emotional labor of others, people pleasing, rescuing everyone, work obligations instead of your purpose, neglecting your body, not getting rest, not getting right nourishment, unhealed emotional wounds, shame, rejection, betrayal, all these things. All these things will come against you when you're trying to redirect your feminine energy. So, strengthening your feminine energy, the goal is to keep energy balanced, radiant, and protected. So, your emotional strength and your physical strength and your rational strength is very, very important. For your emotional strength, don't respond, don't react. For your emotional strength, respond, don't react. Practice emotional naming, I feel because. Choose softness as a stance and not a weakness. For physical strength, feminine energy thrives when the body feels loved. Move sensually. Self-care. Exercise. Nourish the body with water, rest, sunlight, clean food, sleep. That's one thing I need to work on is sleep. All these things equal sacred restoration. Rational strength. Keep your boundaries soft but firm. Be around people who honor your energy, not drain it. Let's say that again. Be around people that honor your feminine energy and not drain it. Build sisterhood. Women heal best in the community. Be careful with that, child. That's another stream. We'll talk about that on another time. But I'm just saying, okay. That's all I have for today, guys. I was hoping that I would stay on a little bit longer so that I can redirect you guys to the ladies first too. But you know how fatty them, they be late, child. Shout out to everybody that came through um and participated. This, I mean, this is a wasn't a long live. I didn't have all these the bells and whistles and all that other stuff. And I just wanted to come in, drop these gems real quick because I had this stream scheduled. And I didn't do it. Okay. But shouts out to everybody that had tuned in. And for the ladies, I never leave you guys without some information. Okay. I do have a workbook. um I do have, actually, it's a 12-week course. Okay. I have a Grace Under Fire, the art um of keeping your femininity under pressure. There is a 12-week course workbook. It comes with everything that you see here. If you would like to have the workbook, you can request a copy of the workbook. After each section, it has like daily tasks. It has reflection notes. It has some biblical references, and it basically goes through all of the things that we, and a few more things that we addressed in the presentation, but this kind of breaks it down a little bit more. It's a little bit more tailored to you. So if you would like the workbook, just email me at red.lipstick.vibes.podcast@gmail.com, or if we are connected on any social media, you can send me a DM and I will send you a copy of the workbook. So I never leave you guys without something when I do these lessons, okay? So these are just some pages from the workbook. It does have some tips and tricks in, maintaining your femininity under pressure. Also, some other resources is also in the workbook. Again, if you are, if you need some encouragement words, you need some advice on anything, of course, you can always email me or DM me. We end this together. I'm only here for the ladies that actually want to work on themselves, right? I'm not here for the hyenas and all the crazy people, right? I'm not here for the cantankerous crazy people, okay? But I'm here for the ones that actually want to improve themselves. So I do have a workbook for you guys. So if you want the course workbook, just email me or DM me and I will definitely send it to you. Okay? I would definitely send it to you. So, and this is showing some of the pages that are in there. It has some learning objectives, and it has some lessons for you to do as well. So I try not to leave you guys without anything. I always try to leave you guys with some information. So again, if you want a copy of the course workbook, just email me or DM me and I will send you a copy. The copies are for free. Okay. All right. So a shout out to everybody that came through and supported the show. Thank you so much, guys. I'm trying to get back to what I love. Y'all know me. I like to teach. Okay. Panels and things are good. I can have a good time, but y'all know me. I like to do my slides, honey. Okay. I like to do my slides, baby. All right. Okay. I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher by nature. I like to. I'm like my mama. Okay. I'm like my mama. I like to teach. Okay. Shouts out to everybody that tuned in. Shouts out to the ones that supported the Scream on things. Shouts out to Mike Love for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you, Mike Love, for anybody that got those memberships. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all maintain it. It's only $2.99 a month. Thank you, Mike Love, for the 10 memberships. Thank you so much. And shouts out to we put some serious color in the chat. Shouts out to our trend in the chat for $100 super chat. Thank you so much, Trent. Thank you guys, everybody, for actually supporting the stream. I hope that I was able to help the ladies, because I know sometimes when we get on these panels and we in heated conversations and we just in conversations with our loved ones, with our husbands, with our men, we can get flustered and fall out our frame. We fall down and we get up. Okay, you said, Red, you got a few minutes for me to come out. Yeah, come on up, Xxyrax. Sure, come on. The link is in the chat. Let me drop the link again. You can come on up. Let me drop the link for you. Here we go. I dropped the link for you if it's not there. So we tend to fall down a little bit sometimes, So so shouts out to everybody that contribute to the stream. Thank you, Trend. Thank you, Mike Love. And this is for you.
Buy these beautiful.
Thank you for the super chats. Now I can buy these red bottoms.
Oh, thanks for the cash apps. Now I can buy all these paper towels.
Shouts out to everybody that tuned in. Anybody got any questions? You could drop a question in the chat or any comment or anything. I'm waiting for Xxyrax to pop up. She says she needs to chat for a little bit. But yeah, so that's what this usually are. And a lot of times when I'm presenting something, it is a lot of it is actually something that I had to evaluate myself for. And sometimes it's things that you actually working on yourself. You know what I mean? Being a certain type of woman takes work. It's not something that's easy. Because life tends to throw us curveballs, and we have to, especially things that you never been through or have experienced, and we're still learning ourselves. We're still learning about our bodies, our emotions, because those things change with age. Things that may have um, triggered you, or things you may have dealt with when you were younger, you may not deal with when you're older, and things that you haven't dealt with when you were younger, maybe you'll be dealing with you when you're older. So I mean, life is like a circle, you know what I mean? So you need to be able to learn ways to maintain your femininity in everything that you know. Everything that you do. Okay. I'm waiting for Zyrex. Oh, there she is. I was waiting for Zyrex to pop up. um so yeah, hold on one second, Zyrex. All right, we got Zyrex in the building. Hey, Zyrex.
I read. I put up what you call an avatar. For some reason, it didn't save, so I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, no problem, no problem.
So I'm gonna have to, of course, watch the replay. But I just have a question when, in regards to like women and femininity.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you like? Why must we always like? Why must we, you know, like always have to be, feminine? I guess you could sort of. I don't know if I've asked that like the right way, but like I understand men expect us to be, calm and I don't like to use this word, but submissive. But like, why must we, always stay in this frame? Like, if you get what I'm trying to ask.
So let me because I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Are you
Mhm.
saying if I tell you what, give me an example then so I can understand what your question is.
Okay, it's just like like us being on panels, right? Sometimes of course, like men was, whether men or women, would say something, and then yeah, like we get angry, and sometimes I feel like like we are not. It's not that we are not allowed to express how we really feel, but it's like if we sort of shout or yell, then all of a sudden we're not feminine. We're acting masculine, when it's like we feel hurt if someone insults us.
Okay.
We feel some sort of way, and so like why do we have to respond? you know um you get what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah. Okay, I get what
Oh,
you're
okay,
saying.
okay, okay, okay.
So here's my take on it. So for the
Mhm,
example that you're giving, if and I say this in the stream as well, right?
mhm,
There is a way to present your discomfort, your anger, or your your thoughts without being aggressive and cantankerous, right? So
mhm,
here's the problem when it comes to us women. When we respond in that manner, and I use this example as well, we can be right in our response, but the reaction that we give, like I said, I don't know if you were listening, but the presentation that you put your response on was a trash can lid, and nobody's going to receive it because of the presentation that you give it on. You get what I'm saying? So if I can express my disagreement, or my you hurt my feelings, or I'm triggered by this, without being aggressive, being disrespectful. So when I say you're not being feminine, it's when women become disrespectful, they become condescending, they become nasty, they become, you know what I'm saying, like
Uh-huh.
unruly. That's when you're coming out of your feminine frame. I'm not saying, you're not expressing yourself, or in that, but make sure you use the right tone and stuff, like, and I'm matching your energy thing. That's not being feminine. It's a difference when I can say, I'm having a back and forth with someone, and you can even get into a tit for tat and still be feminine in your tit for tat. But when women become just nasty, right? They become, they start, even their voices start sounding like a man. Their voice get deeper. You know what I mean? They start calling, well, you a nigga. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yes.
That's when you're getting out of your feminine frame. That when you start doing the most. Why are you calling me and I'm literally live? That's crazy. That's really crazy. Like, you're in the chat and and calling me on the phone. That's crazy. Um, that was crazy. Like, what do we? I'm sorry, y'all. Um, and when people, it's the way you present your argument, or your response. It's the way you present it is the issue that a lot of women have. When you're presenting your stuff, like I said, when you're presenting your steak on the trash can lid, nobody's paying attention to what you're saying. They're paying attention to how you're saying it. Your demeanor, like I said on the slide, your body language, your tone means a lot. You understand what
Okay. Yeah. So basically, when we have conversations with people, we have to always keep. I guess maybe we need to ask ourselves, like, what is the outcome that we want? If we want, them, if we're interacting with men and we want them to understand us, then we have to keep that in mind. Because I guess if we don't, then yeah, we're just gonna, yeah, we're just gonna react
hmm
and not, I guess.
So, but in the lesson, I literally just said that a lot of times what we don't do is we
Mhm.
don't choose our reaction wisely.
Correct.
What we don't do is take the moment to take a step and breathe, right? Or think about your reaction, think about your response before, because we just ready. We ready to give it. So
Yeah.
instead of ready to like throw bullets, because you're mad now, right? You
Yeah.
know. And what we as women, we need to learn how to just step back, take a moment, and be able to, because a lot of times when we doing a they not even hearing us. When you're shooting the bullets, they not hearing you. It's going out one ear, going out the other. It's not even sticking. All they see is bullets. They don't see the message on the bullet. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we're not supposed to be using bullets. We're supposed to be using a different, I guess, like we have our own playbook,
Exactly.
basically. We're not
Exactly.
supposed to be using their playbook. We're supposed to be using our playbook.
Women, we have our own playbook.
Mm,
We have our own playbook. We should not be mimicking the men, because when you
mm,
mimic the men, they dismiss you. Let me say that again. When you mimic the men, they dismiss you. What you're saying, you can be correct. You can have the stats and statistics, no, but when you are mimicking their energy and mimicking their aggression, their words, their tone, it goes out the window. I'm trying to tell you, ladies. I'm trying to tell y'all, listen to what I'm saying. When you mimic the men, they dismiss you. So if you want to be heard, use your own feminine playbook against them. If you want to win the debate, right? When you be debating, don't use their playbook. You have your own. Because when you're using their playbook, they dismiss you. They don't even hear you. All they see is your behavior and not your words. Let me say that again. All they see is your behavior and not your words.
I hear you.
Shouts out to Trent. Trent says, how do y'all apologize to your man when you're on BS? I don't know, because when I apologize, I'm not on BS. So true apology doesn't come with BS.
Mm-hmm.
Again, true apology don't come with BS. And 9 times out of 10, you can know when a person is apology is just, they just saying it just to appease you. Sis respond, it says, Trend apology with change behavior. Yes. Why so serious says that's the fact. Feminine normally wins. Exactly, and that's what I just taught in the class. That's what I just taught in the class. You're a lot of times, and I remember I used the example where I saw a panel when I believe it was a Roxy that came over the panel, and the guy he came in hot, aggressive, and ready to call her names and all kind of stuff, but she remained feminine, and guess what? He had to back down. He cowered down to her. He had to soften his tone. He had to stop his mean tone and rhetoric because she remained in her femininity. What does when the lion roars and stuff, when the lion is coming around, he go meow. Your femininity change, being feminine tames the beast.
Yes, it does.
Femininity Trend, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Thank you. Femininity it tames the beast, and a lot of women just don't get it. They think that winning, and there was a point in the discussion when I was telling them that maintaining your dignity and your peace and your femininity weighs more than winning the argument. Maintaining your dignity and your peace and your you know your identity and how people see you is way more than just winning the argument. But a lot of times people just want to win the argument. So they don't care how they look. They don't care what they say. But as long as they feel that they won the argument, not knowing, yeah, you may have said some things that are right. You may have said some good points, but the ladies are not understanding, and I just don't understand why they don't get it, because you get clipped up every time. You can be right in your stance, but the way you presented it is trash, and that's the only thing that people going to remember. They're not going to remember what you said. They're going to remember you snapping,
Yeah,
cussing,
that's true.
rolling your eyes, cutting people off, under talking, over talking, side talking. That's all they're going to remember. They're not going to remember nothing else. That's
That is
the
true.
when you be able to keep your composure, keep your femininity, still get your point across. You see what I be doing on the panels, don't you? I be sitting back looking.
Uh-huh.
Okay, hey, I speak when I'm spoken to, and when I got something to say, and then I say it. And other than that, child, please, you got it. I sit back and observe, baby. Okay. You got time for the craziness. That's when you know you hey. But it's a process because, like I said, every time it's things that we all ladies we have to work on.
That's a
We all
fact.
work on, and like I said in the presentation, that this is not something that's overnight. You always have to evaluate yourself. So anytime that you fall off or lose your composure, that is the time when you need to go back and say, what lesson do I need to learn from this? And how do I need to correct it? That's all it is. Just like I used the example for, when me and Freddie had that back and forth on Cammy's panel. What
Hmm.
did I do? I went back and reevaluated, apologized, reevaluated, and said, what do I need to learn from this? And I know that some conversations I need to back down from because I'm not ready for it. That's course correction. That's taking accountability. And that's where women fail. One of the main components of being a feminine woman is having accountability. Accountability for you, your responses to whatever pressures that's coming your way. You, how you responded. That's taking accountability. And that's one of the main components of being a feminine woman. And that is where a lot of women fail. Not blaming the conversation, not blaming the person that stressed you out, not blaming the job, but how you responded to everything is taking accountability. Okay?
Yeah. Just listening to you just reminds me of my old one of my older sister. When I had gotten married, she told me, like, this is my only advice to you. She's like, it's like, I could see that you have a strong sense of pride. Yeah, you need to throw that shit out the window.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And
Like, I choose peace over pride.
our
But
women, our egos get in the way. We know we have bigger egos too as women.
hmm
Egos too.
not gonna lie, yes.
Okay, got a big ego. We have big egos too.
And
So
I told her no, though. I'm like, no. I'm like, if I'm right, I'm right.
right.
And then for the first 2 years of my marriage, yeah, we had a lot of arguments. And then after um after a lot of thinking and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, maybe she's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what's the point of being right in your own marriage? Being like, you can still be right, but that doesn't mean that you should like talk to them all kind of crazy, or you could deliver the truth or whatever in a better way. And
Exactly.
so, yeah, I had to learn how to like sort of readjust how I talk to them, because I used to tell them, I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. But
Mm-hmm.
that's a cold shit, huh?
I mean, hey, that looks Xxyrax. That is a lesson that a lot of us have to learn. You know
Yes.
that our answer to certain situations or things can actually determine the outcome. Like my mom always taught me, softness, a soft answer always get you what you want.
My mom said the exact same thing too. Yeah.
My mom is like, soft, look, hey, soft answer, uh, you know,
Uh-huh.
do 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 your womanly thing, okay? Get you everything you want, and that's
Hmm.
what women they don't understand, baby. Okay, you you will get everything you want if you just master that. If you just master that.
That is true.
Yeah, I hopefully they'll get it one day. We'll get it one day. They'll get it one
I
day.
know.
Oh my god! Well, thank you for coming up, Xyrax. At this
No
4 o'clock.
problem.
So I know this ladies first, but they never.
Hmm.
Let me see if I got the redirect on. Let me
Thank
see.
you for answering my questions, Red. I always liked talking to you, especially when it comes to this stuff too. These women
Oh, you know it.
relationship and of course
You know,
parenting and stuff.
I enjoy when you come up here with me too, because because I be running my mouth, and I be like, I want to have some conversations and people have some questions and stuff. But I know sometimes a lot of people get scared to you know come up
Not gonna
and
lie, yeah, me, I
yeah.
still get scared.
Oh, come on, Xyrax now, come on. You've
Because
been
English is my second language, so like sometimes I feel like I'm not that good at
Mhm.
with words. I guess you know, and so I have to. I don't. I don't just the internet is ruthless. I don't want to be made fun of and stuff. But at this
Yeah,
point, I'm like I feel comfortable enough with you, so yeah, I'm gonna come up and talk to you. But
right.
yeah, but thank you, though, right? Thank you.
You know it. Now, this is crazy. I can't even find. Um, let me see. Let me see. Ladies first. I'll go with that. I can't even find the redirect into Fatty's thing. Let me see. Team Fatty. I got raging tomato. He must don't have the redirect on.
OG said it didn't start yet. No, I did not have the attitude when I.
Oh, they didn't start yet. Okay, that's probably why. Okay, all right. Because I was like, wait a minute, it's not even on there. What OG? OG messing with you in there? What
Oh no,
OG
he
said?
said it didn't start yet. No, it was Trent. He was like, "Yo, you had that attitude while you took those vows."
He
I'm like,
said you had it. You had an attitude while y'all took those vows. Trey, what are you? Oh Lord, have mercy. Women normally listen and be quiet to men they respect and love and admire too greatly. Exactly, and you know what? And that's why I always say, if you have a woman that don't know how to communicate with you properly and stuff like that, and she's always like combative and all, she don't respect you. She don't respect you. She don't love you. She don't respect you, nor does she love you. So that
"Well,
I
let me ask you this, Fred, because I've always had a sort of combative. Well, see, to people it seems combative, right? But with me, it's I'm a curious person, so like so oftentimes I would just ask questions, and and people may see that as combative, and so like I'm gonna use my husband for example, like you know, although I push back and stuff like that,
Mhm.
I have the greatest respect for my husband, but do you think that that's always the case though? Like just because she may be combative, like her being combative is equal to disrespect. Do you think that's always the case, or like what do you think that is?
I think when combativeness is, like I said, the presentation to your questions. You can ask questions, because I wouldn't think that your husband would want you to ask questions. You know what I mean? Because you say like asking questions, right? But again, it's how you do it. That's the problem. A lot of people not understand. It's how you do it. Are you coming at them with an attitude, being small fine, being condescending, being gaslighting, being
Mm,
aggressive? That's considered combative.
okay.
But if I say, look, babe, why such and such, just having a conversation with them in in a certain way, asking questions and things like that, that's not being combative. That's asking for clarification. Like, I need clarity on such and such and such. Can you explain such and such to me? But again, it's always boils down to the tone and
Yeah,
presentation.
you're right. Mhm.
Tone and presentation. And ladies, with the gentlemen, briefness is power. Long-windedness is foolishness. Briefness is powerful. When you are brief with your questions and you are brief with your response is power. But being long-winded, going on emotional rants, talking in circles, going off the whims is absolutely foolery. And they are going to turn the mic off. Okay, I'm just saying. They're going to shut down. quick and fast. Okay. Oh, is that you? Okay, hold on. Hold on, OG. I gotta bring you up. Welcome, OGTC, Top Cat in house. Hey, TC.
Ain't
Hey,
nobody
OG.
worry. Ain't nobody worry about these hyenas out here. They better come up here and get some medicine, get the truth. That's what they need to do. They be in the chatting in the background. Get your behinds up and get some of this medicine. That's what they need.
Hey, hey, OG. I'm old. Nobody want to listen.
I'm old just like you, but you're telling the truth. Some of them get triggered over stuff. Just don't say nothing. Better
Yeah.
yet, if you don't fit in there, don't get in there. That's
If
even
you
better.
hey, if you don't apply, let it fly.
That's
That's what.
exactly right. You hear all this stuff on these panels, they get triggered. Stop and go smoke you some 420 or gummies.
Wait a minute. Woo-wee. Lord have mercy.
Nah, it was a good show though. It was. I enjoyed
Good
it.
to
But
see.
everything you said is true. You know,
Mhm.
and I think that people they need to have more of these conversations. That people need to pay attention to what you're saying, and it really makes me mad because you know how you, Xyrax, others, Mr. and Mrs. He said, all this is the truth. What's wrong with the truth? I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Sometimes the truth hurts. Oh,
Well,
TC.
that's just life.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's just life. Hey, Red, you've been through things in life. Xyrax have, I have. We just brush that off and move on. Y'all is not phasing us. You don't pay our bills. You don't do a doggone thing for us. It is
Exactly.
what it is. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
You want?
I like a lot of the things I like to talk about. It's things like because my mom she used to hold lessons with the ladies in the church and stuff in the community, and these are
Hmm.
some of the things that she used to teach. So when I say I'm literally dropping gems from my mother's heart, I'm literally dropping gems from my mother's heart. These are some of the lessons that she taught.
And I know,
That's what
and
I
I know
was
she'd
just
be
about to say that
proud.
too, Ray. I was
Yeah.
just about to say that too. Like I have two daughters,
Hmm.
and so I'm like, yeah, I really um need to watch what I say. I conduct myself, of course, because
Hmm.
my girls they're reaching teenage, age, and that's what that little attitude starts,
Yeah,
come,
yeah.
and so yeah, I'm gonna have to, um, no, I'm definitely gonna have her like or have them what you call watch your clip your videos
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
sure.
Yep.
So no, I'm not gonna do a good job at it. I I don't have like that. I don't sort of have like. I know it may seem like I have sort of like a soft nature, but I don't think I have a soft nature. Like a very like you know s- I don't know how to describe it. Like sort of you have that sweet and yeah that sweet nature to you, and I don't have that.
You got it. It's in
Yeah,
there. You just
exactly. That's what I was about to say.
You got it. Me
You
and Red will tell you, you got it. Red will tell you that.
got
And that's why I said Red is good on here because she knows females. I only know you because we've all been around one another, but you have it in there.
it's
You
in there.
just don't know how to bring it out. And you
Hmm.
don't have to bring it out all at once. You just use increments. And that's how you pretty much learn. Just like yesterday, I was bringing my granddaughter home. I'm in the car cussing.
Oh Lord.
And I forgot all about her being back here. I'm so into driving, like, get the hell out of the way.
Hmm.
So you're not thinking. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I cussed, but she's back here in her own world, like she didn't even hear me. But yeah, it's in there, and it's just like raising kids. Like I said, and like I was telling you in Red, I didn't know how to love a female because I had a male. So it's in there, right? But
Hmm.
I just
Mhm.
have to know how to bring it out. You see what I'm saying? So I know where you're coming from. You know, that's just the way
Yeah,
we are.
yeah. I just have to do a better job at like reminding myself to be more conscious parenting. There you go. Like from Mrs. She said, you
Hmm.
know, be more intentional.
No, you just got to, in Rebel's Light, you got to pay attention. Some of these kids, they got body language and facial expressions too, see? And that's the thing. We have to look and pick up things, and then that's when you catch yourself and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," or what. And that's sometimes Red has said this many times. Parents do not pay attention to their kids, and she's been
Mm-hmm.
saying this stuff, and it's important. And I'm glad she says that. Her and Mr. and Mrs. C said they preach this all the time, and I'm surprised that people come over here don't listen. They're telling you something. Pay attention. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Mhm.
But you'll be
Okay,
fine. I
so
wouldn't even worry about it.
thank
You
you.
worry too much. You you
Yeah.
I know.
you 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 younger than me and Red. And I
Okay.
just laugh and says, you got all that. We don't even sweat over that. You got, you know.
Yeah. So hold on, we got one more person up in here. Shouts out to Why So Serious in the house. Hey, Why So Serious?
How
You
y'all
want
doing? How y'all doing? How everybody doing?
good? I'm
Doing good.
good.
How
Hey.
are you?
Man, I'm doing good. Man, I gotta go to work tonight, so I'm
Uh
getting
oh.
prepared for that. I work
Okay.
the graveyard shift.
What you got on the topic? Because we're about to close.
Uh, like with Xyrax, for example, when you talk to her, I don't see why people say she combative. I think she, like she said, she's more curious. The only downside to women being curious with asking questions is if you ask a man a question, he answers the question, then it's hit with a, I understand that, but, and then you ask another follow-up question, he answered that question. I
Mhm.
understand that, but like, come on, man, what's the point of asking me the question? You're gonna always hit it with a condescending answer. But I can see that, well, she married and been married for a while, so her
Mhm.
combativeness ain't what she think is combative. But
Right.
on the topic of what I said earlier, the greatest asset that a woman have is actually her silence. Like a silent
Oh
woman is a
yes.
deadly woman.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
I be telling women all the time, like, my kingdoms have been pillaged, warred, and conquered because a woman said something or did something.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell women all the time, when you going back and forth with a man, bro, the best thing you can do is be quiet and let him think he right. If he's a genuine man and he genuinely loves and care about you, he gonna go back. We always do that. We'll get into it with our woman, get to ourselves and be thinking about it. And he gonna have 20/20 hindsight. And it's gonna be on the fact of
Uh-oh.
that, damn, maybe she
Mm.
was right. And he gonna come back and apologize, and then y'all can finally have a conversation on it. But if you meet him with the same energy that a man meets him with, like I'm gonna meet you, I'm gonna react with that same, but I can't react because if it get to a level, I'm gonna put my hands on the man. I can't put my hands on you.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why I tell, like, y'all, the best thing you can do when you dealing with a man is shut up, let that man think he right. I'm saying it in a harsh, unfiltered way. Let that man think he right, because if he care about you, he gonna come back and be like, "Yeah, you was right. I thought on it." Or he gonna do something like, "You want to go get something to eat?" It always be like that.
He try to smooth it over.
Yeah,
Oh, goodness.
I guess it depends on the woman, because
yeah. You meet her where you her love
right.
language.
Right. I mean, I have peace here. But one thing I've learned about Mrs. OG is I have to analyze what I'm going to say before I say it, what tone I'm going to say it in. I have to multitask all that stuff before it comes out of my mouth, because she always tell me I got a nasty mouth anyway, so I got to clean a lot of stuff up, Because if it
Mhm.
comes out the wrong way, then she's feeling some type of way. So I understand what you're saying, and I think men have to be better at communicating with women today,
Mhm.
and not come off so harsh, when we say things, and they listen, they pay attention to the way it comes out of your mouth. They do, and how you say it, you know,
Yeah.
and that's important, that I think a lot of us men got to clean that up when it comes to that.
Mhm.
You just got to know when to take the L. What the heck's wrong with taking the L? I don't understand it. I'll take a L all day if I can have peace. I'll do. I'll do that.
I think the taking the L, it gets to a point of like, how many L's am I gonna take before this woman realize I'm sacrificing a lot for the peace and safety of this house? That's
yeah,
what the that's
yeah,
what the threshold. And I heard, I think I heard Realistic and Xyrax say something about pride and ego. I think women have a bigger ego. I think women are more egoists than men are. Men are just more prideful than women are, and our pride kind of play towards our ego. But
No,
women
no,
are
no,
just
no,
ego.
no,
Like I
no,
think
no,
women are
no,
all
no,
egos.
no,
So,
no, no. You on the
Look,
money. Don't back out now. Don't back out now. You smoking Joe.
huh?
You smoking Joe. Don't back out now.
No,
You
I'm saying
got it.
I just think that men are way more prideful than women. Women have a bigger ego.
Because we battle in that type of sense, right? So when we was growing up, we was smoking each other's boots, right? So we became prideful about how strength, right, and work
Yeah,
and how we
Uh,
stood up amongst the clan, right?
yeah.
Cool. We don't have ego until pussy
oh.
comes into the fucking equation.
That money in jail time. You put money, jail time, and coochie in front of a man, you'll see how he really is.
I disagree.
I'm just,
I,
Can
hey,
y'all hear me?
yeah, I
I,
hear you.
I'm jacking it. I get what you're saying.
yeah, you get the context of what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying,
yeah.
right?
I get the
Can y'all
context.
hear
Yes,
me?
exactly.
Yeah, I
I get
hear
the
you.
context of it. I get the context of it for sure. The reason why I wanted to talk to my bad. I didn't mean to bogart the whole shit. You hear me? But y'all go ahead, and then I just give
No,
my piece in
you
later
ain't
on.
Bogarting.
I'm I'm
I just know when to quit. I'm
Yeah,
older than both of you guys. I know when to stop.
I'm
That's
learning
no
all.
that
no no
now.
big no big G. No big G. I'm not getting on nobody heels about nothing. You smell me? So
Yeah, but I'm just saying that a man has to know when to stop. That's all there's to it.
stop
Just
what
know when to
everything or
just know when to stop. When you're losing, just leave it alone.
but if
Let
you
me
had a
be.
point and your point valid, then you don't just back out of it. You just
No,
stay.
but that woman should see that, and it takes a certain type of woman to see that. Not all women see that, and that's the thing.
Could you go over your point again then?
Like I
Nah,
said,
I don't think you should.
like I said with me, I don't care because I've been with this woman 24 years. I know
Yeah.
this woman. I know this woman
Who? Which
front to
woman?
back. My woman. I've been with her
Oh
24
yeah.
years.
Okay. 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 Okay.
I know her front to back, inside out. See,
Correct.
so I
So.
know what works and what ain't gonna work. So I'm
Right.
good.
Right. Right.
That's
Right.
the way I leave it. But there are
Yeah,
women. The other women are different.
I
And
do believe sometimes there's a such thing as you beating a dead horse, men and women. So it's like if you telling a person this and they not getting it, like what my woman do. We like I said, we get into we do that a lot. We can have heated debates.
hmm
She'll be like, "You're wrong."
hmm
Nah, I believe I'm right.
hmm
She'll just shut up. Like now, we got into it about something earlier. She gone. She went over her sister. I know where they at. But
hmm
we ain't talking. And it's
Right,
like,
right, right.
damn, you know what? What she said, I understand. It's just the
Hold on. Hold
hindsight
on. Hold on. Hold
2020.
on. Hold 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 on. Y'all got into a little scenario and she banged out.
Nah, she was already going to leave. She was going to go
Okay.
put.
Okay. Okay.
She was
Okay.
already leaving, but I know she ain't. She stayed gone. I know we shared each other location, so I know she over her sister house. She not coming back because she believes that when she step back into the house, we probably gonna have that same conversation. It's not gonna go nowhere.
Why y'all
So
sharing
I'm
location?
learning that I gotta sometimes concede to an argument to get my
Right,
point
right,
across. If even
right.
shutting the fuck up and let like, cause I'm a beat my I'm this I'm da 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 da,
Why?
and she
Why?
just
Why?
shut the fuck
Why
up,
you
and I be
sharing
like,
location?
damn, you can't argue with yourself.
Right.
I'm saying why you sharing locations?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's something wrong with that because if
No, it
you're a
ain't.
free human being, you're a man. That's a woman, right?
I mean, I share locations with everybody. I share
Yeah, but
locations with my mama, my sister, my dad, my
Yeah,
brothers,
I
my
think that shit.
significant other. I
I
share
think that shit
locations with
work.
my oldest daughter. Like, I mean, I don't think it's unnormal. I get
So
it. It's,
so 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 it's not a accountability thing. It just
no, no,
this
no.
where I'm at thing.
Right.
yeah, because I
Okay,
got
okay,
daughters.
okay, okay,
Like,
okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah, like,
Yeah,
and then I'm a
your kids
military
is
man,
different,
so I'm
Aki.
always like,
Your kid
I used to be
watching your
gone a
kids
lot.
different. You're watching your kids is different, Aki.
Yeah, but
We talking about grown ass woman that you're in relationships with, like. And if it's not on the other shit, then smooth. You smell
It
me?
ain't no, it ain't you talking about like some controlling. Nah, it ain't none of
uh,
that. I'm the
It
one that
ain't
proposed it. I
weird
was like,
shit.
hey, I would feel more comfortable if we share location. She was like, "Why?" I said, "Cause I be deployed a lot. I don't know what's going on."
You deployed?
Yeah, I'm reserved now, but I used to be I said used to be. I'm a Navy sailor man.
Oh, you a
Yeah,
But
Navy guy. Oh, so
yeah,
when you go on the road to try, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
yeah, but I don't see nothing wrong with tell you the truth. I mean, all it shows is this man's trustworthy. You
No, no,
know,
no. I
that's
mean,
why I
trustworthy,
look at it because that means a lot to a female man. If they don't trust
trustworthy,
you, it's over
but
with.
don't trustworthiness come from? Okay, so if we go back and we take the technology out of it, trustworthiness dies then.
No, but that's the thing. That's
Right,
what I'm saying.
exactly.
What I'm saying is, I was around before they had all this stuff, social media.
Right, that's what I'm saying, Big G.
So your word was like, that's your bond, your word. I
the world
Right,
trust
was
you.
born.
right, right,
Yes,
right.
yes, yes. So now you have social media, right? So now anybody can put things in somebody's head. They can think a million things because why? You got access to all this stuff. It's a distraction. You see what I'm saying? So he's like, I'm gonna clean up all this mess now. I'll share my location. I don't have an issue with it. And,
Nah, I'm
go
at
on.
where I'm at. I be where I be.
Yeah, but I ain't on that type of time though. See, yeah,
I'm at where I'm at.
if you're single, that's different. If you
Yeah, if
don't
you
have
single, you
nobody,
shouldn't be answering.
yeah,
Cause
right.
I don't say you answer to
Yeah,
somebody.
that's right.
If you single, like do you? But
Yeah, right,
I'm not doing nothing.
right.
I don't do nothing. So why not?
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. He ain't got nothing to hide. He ain't got
I
nothing
got,
to
I got,
hide.
But
I got, I got a good question for Xyrax though.
Go ahead, Trent.
What's up, beautiful?
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm all right. Go ahead.
If it, why would you tell that man to his face that I'ma hurt your fucking feelings if you want me to?
No,
I don't think that's a conducive statement. You understand what I'm saying?
yes,
I don't think that helps the bonding and how we mate and then maturate.
I agree. I mean, to be exact, I said I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, you're not afraid to do it,
Yeah,
but
I'm
to
not
have,
afraid to hurt your
but
feelings.
yeah,
Yes.
but love to have that thought alone. That means you are going to do it and you willing to do it. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
So
now the flip the flip.
hurt his feelings in what manner?
Wait a minute before you finish. Now flip the coin. Now, men
No,
will
no, no,
do
no,
it.
no. I mean,
Wait a minute. Men will
l-
do it. And won't even say nothing.
let
Now
her.
that's the other side of it. So what do you
Could
say
we
about that?
could we let Xyrax walk this dog, and then after that we could go dumb because Xyrax is the wife in this relationship.
Right.
So if she's willing to tell that man to his face or in text message, however it's communicated, she's not afraid to do it. That means she's holding on to something that she knows could hurt this man emotionally. But I'm
Yes.
saying, okay, cool. I think when we go into relationships, we all learn things about people that
Mhm.
maybe not the best parts of this person. But why would you even harbor it? Think about it and then display in that form to say, nigga, I could fuck you up emotionally, but I don't want to. That's fucked up in my opinion, and where I stand at, that's a fucked up stance to have. Especially when you say you married to somebody and you love this person and you ready to ride for this person and this person ready to ride for you or whatever the case is. I think that's a fucking trash ass fucking mentality.
I don't think she would do
Well,
that.
that's
hey,
yeah, that's too
before you
far.
answer
Whoa.
this, Zyrex, before
Oh, okay.
when was the last time? Oh no, when was
Why
the
is
last time you said this?
everybody who cares? Let her fucking speak.
No, no, I'm saying, when was the last time? Did you say that in
Oh
the
my
beginning of the
god.
relationship? Or did you say that like
Yes.
within the? You said in the
Oh,
beginning. Okay.
there's different.
Yeah. It was in the beginning. Yeah.
There you go. There's the difference. She wasn't married to him, so hey, I'm putting you on warning. I'm putting you on notice.
No, when I said that, I wasn't talking about like like holding some kind of knowledge and then then like if you hurt me then I'm gonna use something to hurt you. No, I meant like in like at that moment, like if we are going having a discussion or whatever, and um And I know that like if I say, if I say that, oh, this is if I make a statement, you know, that I know that it might hurt your feelings. Yeah, I'm not afraid to, because I believe in honesty more than anything. So it's just like we said earlier, yeah, there's some truth that yeah might hurt your feelings, and so with me, I prefer to be honest,
Right.
even though that might hurt your feelings. I wasn't talking about like, when I said that, I wasn't talking about, oh, I'm just gonna like insult you because I don't
Right.
care if you're hurt. No, I don't mean it. Not in that way. Like heck no.
That is an insult. It's a dig, and it's not conducive to the fucking relationship. Do you comprehend that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But who cares? Who cares how
Okay.
you feel? Get over it.
Yo, dog. Y'all are so into just saving everything.
It ain't about saving. Who cares? Is what I'm saying. I don't care. If you got something on me, so what? What do I care? I'm a male. I have to deal with that. I'm a man. What am I going to take that to heart for? If you got something on me, you got something on
Okay.
me.
You know
Life
what?
goes on.
You know what? I'm gonna shut the fuck up and give Xyrax some advice then.
Go
What
ahead.
advice?
Yeah.
What are you going to give her?
No. You give her some advice then. You
I
talk
don't have
about
to give her any advice.
you don't have to give her anything, right?
She
Because
don't need no advice from me.
you don't have nothing to give. Okay,
She
cool.
don't need
Moving
no
on.
advice from no male. Is what I'm.
Moving.
She's married. She's been
That,
married for
that's
25
another
years.
thing too that I'm learning while being on these
It's
panels.
okay, OG. I
Yeah, I hear
appreciate it,
you.
but it's okay. I'm always open. I'm very open to
Yeah, I hear
you
you.
know.
We can hear you
Sorry,
now.
Ray.
Yeah, go
Hello?
ahead, Red.
What are y'all doing up here?
Going back and forth.
So
Oh,
you telling me, as grown as you the fuck is, you swear to God that you got these umpteen fucking years of life and umpteen years of experience. You can't tell this young lady nothing to help her fucking marriage, and
Not
you's a
really.
married man
If
too.
not really, because we
Nah.
talking to the woman. We got if we was talking to her husband, it'd be different because
Right.
I'm learning about being on these panels and
Oh
actually
my
debating. If
God.
the listen, it ain't no point in having a conversation with the woman if the man allows the shit.
Right.
Not
If
saying
he,
her husband
if he-
allows disrespect, but she did it and they still stayed together. So it's like I'm learning that. That's another thing I learned about being on these topics of discussion. It ain't no point in talking to one party if the other party, eh.
Right. That's
Xyrax,
exactly
No,
right.
no, no. I know. I'm open. I'm always open
Xyrax.
because I have blind spots. So
Understand,
if
hey, understand, brother. You not
um,
wrong in what you saying because
No.
what she said
Xyrax,
could be
Xyrax,
that could be
yes,
deemed
Trent.
disrespectful as hell.
Xyrax.
Yes, Trent.
What was your husband's response when you told him this fucking thing? And that's a hurtful thing because he is contemplating. He's really in a predicament at this point. He's contemplating how are you deciding to hurt him, and it's going to be emotional, most likely, right? That's the only way you could get them. You can't beat them up,
Yeah, of
right?
course. Yes.
So so why would you so when you did this, okay, cool. How
When I said that
what was
when
his
he
response?
said, oh, his response was, uh, well, he got quiet and then he said, well, I'm afraid to hurt your feelings. I don't want, but see, but my thought process, it's not, I didn't say it as like, that I want to, that I'm gonna, as like,
Like a
how should
threat.
I say this? Yeah, I didn't,
Right.
it wasn't meant like a threat or anything.
Right.
I'm just saying that, if I go, again, if I'm making a statement that's a factual statement, and if I say it in a sort of harsh way that hurts your feelings, like, I'm sorry. I don't mean, it's not to, I didn't do it because I want to hurt your feelings. It's just that, that's just how I talk.
Right.
You, I don't know
So
if
so
you get
you
what I'm saying.
so you
Uh-huh.
realize that you need to fix your speech.
Yeah. Took me a while to
So
figure, yeah, that it's my speeches and it's my tone and how I deliver.
so did you do this?
Yes.
And has your relationship benefited from this?
Yeah, we've been together. We're still together 14 years.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's good because I think what happens is this, right?
Hmm.
When it comes to women, they ride their own clit so hard they become failures, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
And
friend,
then and then
friend,
huh?
friend.
Oh,
Watch
Sunday
him.
show, Sunday show, Sunday show, Sunday show. They ride their own self so hard that they don't actually get out their way and see the actual success of what womanhood really is, right? Especially when we went through this feminism wave and all these other weird, wild waves, ebbs and flows, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you went through this whole process and you've seen what you call the non-conducive and the conducives and how you could actually benefit and this thing works for you and you end up loving him and you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And y'all do this thing. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I don't necessarily believe that when you meet somebody, you need to love them. I think we need to meet people and have a sense of responsibility and duty and how we want to live our lives in itself. And those things come together and those things have more congeniality and congeal together better than I like him because he has curly hair and she got hella wham and pretty cans. You smell me? Because those things fade away eventually, but once we have the responsibility of duty and responsibility, those things never die.
Good luck in good luck in 2026 because it ain't happening.
All right, guys, we are closing the show. Being redirected to Team Fatting. Y'all go over to the ladies
Let's
first
go over
show.
there.
Just stay right here. It's going to redirect you guys to the Team Fatty show. Later, guys.
Thank you,
All right,
Reg.
Red.
Like really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. I ain't never really wanna flex my gifts, but I think it's my time. Let me check my wrist. You can never dim my shine, I'ma keep on grinding till I reach the top. When it's just in my jeans and I ain't looking back, cause I'm feeling like Chris, bro. They can never slow me down, but they need to hate me, now I'm feeling like Chris. Rock with the team, cause you know that we winning, we with it, we going, we flowing again. I might just go by a Benz, I might just blow my advance, whoa. I did it all for the feeling, alive but I'm making a killing. I'm gonna break every ceiling, cause I need a million, but I don't need your money, you can pay me in respect. Cause once I do it big, what's to follow, it's a check. I need 100 bags, nothing more, nothing less. And the ops feel away, cause I'm next, I'm a threat. Oh yeah. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger, I'm a threat. It's a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. I ain't been feeling spectacular, flow so sick it's hazardous. Y'all still suck like Dracula. Zip this beat, let's back it up. And I ain't